Welcome in to the Hump Day Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller on June 3rd. Thanks for stopping in. Well, I did my deal that I was talking about. If you go to soulfoodtalks.com and go to the freebies box, it's if you just scroll down there, you'll see some boxes that are kind of like each category of area, and one says Astrology Shop. Go in there and look on the second row, and you'll see the 2020 to 2024 outlook from an astrological perspective. I recorded this yesterday. It's about 51 minutes long, covering all of the setups, basically, this year, next year, and then we take a look at Pluto moving into Aquarius. So we just hit all of the high spots of everything that is going to be relevant as this saga continues to unfold from an astrological perspective. Take a look at it in the chart. We don't elaborate on each day because obviously there's so much that what we did took almost an hour, but at least it shows you where the energy moves through the rest of this year, next year, and beyond. So would love to have you download that for free if you would like. It is, again, soulfoodtalks.com. Scroll down in the Astrology Shop. You'll see the readings are at the top, and then, boom, right there it is. Now, yesterday we had this big ominous connection of squared-off energy, and I was wonder how this is going to play out. And I will tell you, I'm just sitting here as I'm contemplating the next word. Because, look, I don't get into politics on this show. I've said, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, liberals, and conservatives all have astrological charts. The best thing that I think politically is if you never knew how I was affiliated. And I'll tell you how I'm affiliated. I'm from the party that is not represented by either of the parties, which I think is a bunch of us. So, look, after yesterday, again, wondering how this thing was going to unfold, I look at this morning's headlines and I see things like Pentagon flies 1,600 active duty troops into D.C. area to be on standby as protests continue. New York police struggle to stop violence. Saks Fifth Avenue wrapped in razor wire. Here was a sad one. Beloved Louisville restaurant owner who provided free meals to cops, killed by police. And then here's the Saturn-Pluto in Capricorn headline. No other president has had a higher disapproval rate at this time during their administration. So remember, what does Saturn and Pluto together in Capricorn represent? From a collective perspective, Saturn represents governments and corporations. Is one of the things, one of many. And I put up on the video that I mentioned the chart of the United States, and we take a look at the Pluto return, which happens in 2022. And my thought is that as more of this energy moves toward Aquarius, that this type of disapproval of a broken government across the board, and like I said, this is very non-political. I think over time you're going to see the whole thing come under the microscope of disapproval. So these are indeed ominous times. Now, of course, we're building toward this eclipse on Friday, but then on Saturday is when the sun actually squares Mars by degree and minute at 3:11 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, after the eclipse on Friday. So we're sitting there as Mars has slowed itself down. Mars moves erratically. So because of that, we're kind of sitting there cooking between Mars and the sun. So energy is sharp this week. And then, of course, eclipses, shake things up anyway. Now, this is a partial lunar eclipse. So of all the eclipses that we could have, this one is probably the best that we can bring to the party right now. But the moon is a trigger. Lunar eclipses are triggers. Lunar eclipses are full moons on steroids. And they always come in pairs. So Friday, and then on June 21st is the solar eclipse. And today the moon is in Scorpio. Moved in yesterday around noontime Eastern time. And as a little bit of a trigger now, it is in a trine with Mars. So as we look at the nuances and the subtleties of this. We have the big prevailing square, Mars-Sun. We still have the waxing moon wobble. That peaks on June 19th, and then it takes a week to basically wax its way on out. And all of this, of course, under the ever-watchful eye of Saturn and Pluto. So you are certainly invited to download that video if you'd like to see all the aspects in the chart and just visit this for, spend 50 minutes and take a look so that you've got the full lay of the land of where all this is headed. Because I think it will help you formulate some of your own opinions on where we are and where the energy is headed when you see it all together. All right, have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow. Stay safe. Bye-bye.